You have entered the Plumbing Business Success Zone, teaching entrepreneurs the business of plumbing. This is Potty Talk Live, recorded live every week. Turn on notifications to never miss an episode. Now your host, Richard Bainey, the $1 Million Plumber.
Hey, plumbing pros, welcome to the 348th episode of Potty Talk Live. Hey there, I'm your host, Richard Bainey, the $1 Million Plumber, along with my co-host, the lovely Laura. It's Mr. Danny Penn of New Era Plumbing. All right, it's my special co-host today. I can't wait to have you hear his story, all right? But I'm glad you're here. Welcome to Potty Talk Live, where we're talking the business of plumbing, how to systemize, stylize, and monetize your plumbing business. Hey, it's great to have you here. Danny, it's great to have you here. This is Mr. Danny Penn.
Thank you for having me.
All right, it's good to, all right. Hey, I can't wait to have you hear his story. Have him here purposely because tonight's episode is entitled, Winners Don't Quit. This guy's a winner and he doesn't quit, all right? And I can't wait for you to hear his story, all right? Right now where he sits, he looks like, of course you did it. But when you hear everything he and his lovely better other have gone through, all right, to get there, hey, you're going to have no excuse why you can't do it too, okay? But I'm glad you're here. Hey, if you're here with us live, please type live in the comments. Let us know you're here live. Welcome to the live social audience. If you're catching the replay, you know what to do. Please type replay. Let us know you caught the replay. And if you're listening to the podcast, keep on listening. All right. Hey, the babes are in the house. All right. Good to have you guys here. Glad you're here. You know the babes, right?
Yep.
All right.
Jeff and Ann.
Hey, it's good to have you here. Who else do we have in with us tonight? I'm glad to have everybody here. Danny, I'm so glad you're here. They're here on vacation. Okay. And I said, Danny, please. Hey, Drew Thompson's in. Good to have you here, brother. All right. But they're supposed to be here on vacation. I said, please do the show. I want you to tell your story. So I can't wait to hear you share your story because we're talking about winners don't quit. And this is a perfect example. So I'm glad you're here. And I know you're going to bring it here. All right, Ricky. Hey, good to have you here live, buddy. All right. Hey, question for you. Kind of leads to tonight's topic here. Our question tonight is, hey, John, good to have you here live as well. Okay, how many times were you tempted to give up on your plumbing business? How many times were you tempted to just throw the towel in?
I think I lost count.
You lost count?
so many times.
Yeah.
But then I had to realize that I can't quit because if I quit, my kids are looking at me. And I don't quit. If I fall back, if I fall down, I'm going to get back up.
Here we go.
That's what winners do. And I just keep pushing forward and just keep attacking, go in attack mode every single day.
Just keep at it, right?
Keep at it, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure you felt, and we're going to get to it, there were times when, it was pretty great.
Yes.
It's a great story for sure.
So quitting, I even drill it into my all my employees as well, that quitting is not in a category of New Era or in my personal. I don't quit.
No.
So
you can't quit. And that's key right there. Okay, I say it all the time. Yeah, thank God for not quitting.
Thank you,
Ricky. All right. It's 20%. With the Success Academy and the coaching and all that. It really we tell you all the equations and what to do, the right systems. We talk about all that, right? And that's about 20% of it. But 80% of winning is up here in your ability to just keep on coming. Daily, I know, but quitting is for losers. That's so true. Because that's when you quit, that's exactly what happens. You lose, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But winners just keep on coming. Okay.
And not even just quitting in general. It's just like sometimes I try to tell myself I think it's just a human thing. It's just if I don't quit, but let's find an easy way out of it, like a cheat way, like a shortcut.
Oh.
It's just like when we built a system, like building a price book. Let's just buy their price book instead. I was arguing with my wife about it, and she's like, "No, put the work in." I was like, "I wanted to quit and try to throw in the towel." And like, I already did this thing 5 times already, but I'm glad that I stuck through it, and it's a game changer. So
not taking the shortcuts, not cheating, Yeah. That was good. I saw Aaron's comment there, but you just got to keep on keeping on. All right. So no quitting. We may feel like it, but there's no quitting. Right here, so I can't count how many times I was ready. Learn just get up, keep pushing. All right. Glad I've kept push, not quit. All right.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. So, well, Danny, guys, I want you to listen up here. All right. Hey, share this. This is the story you want to hear. I know some of you may know. Do we have some pictures here? It's Danny and Thais Penn here. We're going to hear their story. But look at that. That's New Era Plumbing out of Boston. Okay, look at those good-looking guys.
Justin?
Yes.
You know, Justin. That's okay. Look at those uniforms. Look at that crew. Some of the crew there. All right. You know, these guys are getting it done. There's the boss.
That's my queen.
Yes, there she is. All right, and look at that. You know, looking at them now. I mean, they have a beautiful shop, beautiful people, beautiful trucks, beautiful uniforms, beautiful systems. They're a multi-truck, multi-million-dollar plumbing and HVAC business.
Yes.
You know, and so looking at you now, it's like a course. I mean, I'm sitting next to Danny Penn. You know, right? You know, so of course he's all that, but it wasn't always that way.
No, not at all.
You know, and I really want you to start. I want to go way back because this is the this is the American story for both Danny's family and Thais' family weren't born in the U.S., right?
No,
Right.
I was
You were right, but your parents, you're
Yes.
originally from
Cambodia. So
Yeah.
my parents they came to America they struggled in the Khmer Rouge. They were in that whole
It wasn't that a period. Was that in the '70s where it was a group that it was coming through and killing a bunch of people, right?
their own kind, and
Yeah.
they lost a lot of family members, and my parents had to figure out a way to come to America. And when they came to America, they wanted a better life for the kids. So in the beginning, I took it for granted, where it was like, I'm already here, so what do I have to lose? You know, I was doing the kid stuff, being a child. Then I had to realize, like, I have to break the chain in my family history, because they were not business owners. We had no money. My parents were struggling with making ends meet. I have five siblings, and now the fact that I went on my own, my sister now is starting her own business.
Yeah.
And just creating that mindset for my little brothers as well to look up to me and my kids. And Thais, my wife's family, came from Brazil, and Thais was born in Brazil as well. And it's just the struggle that they have to come to America in general, and we take it for granted, the fact that we're here in America, but we have to do something about it. So, like I said, not giving up, and just, we're an American dream, so anything is possible. We got to stop playing victim. That I can't do this, I can't start a successful business because I'm not rich, or I never got handed a company from my
dad or
from my
whatever.
dad or my mom and
Right.
stuff like that. Like, I'm doing it because I want to do it, and you got to know your whys why you want to do it. So, like, we all came from struggles. I know a lot of us came from struggles, and but we just can't play victim and just keep pushing every single day.
See, that's what I love about your story. Listen to this. I hear so many times of those guys, and I get it. It's tough. And we find all these excuses, and we're pointing fingers. Well, my dad's not this, or I don't come from money, or they're doing this to me, or this is unfair, and all that. And here we have a couple families that aren't, come to a different country, can't speak the language, right?
Yep.
Learn a language, doing whatever you can do to make ends meet, all right? And they're not looking for excuses and getting it done,
Yeah.
It is so, I love it, because that's the American ideal.
Yeah. And like I said, my parents, they can't even speak English coming here, and they had no money to buy grocery for any of us. And Thais' parents, her dad was working 3 jobs just to provide for the company. I mean, for the family.
Yeah.
And it's just, by me giving up, I'm gonna look back. I look like a weakling. Like they didn't give up coming here. It's like how do you even manage to even come here?
Right.
You know. So it's just like it's so amazing, and I gotta do what I can to just keep the family tradition alive and keep pushing.
Well, you know, you can you see those pictures, whatever. I mean, they've done it, but it didn't happen, you know, in 30 days. All right, okay, and it didn't happen by just sitting back and waiting for the calls to come in, or you know, waiting for a check to be sent, or you know, blaming everybody. So, you know, you started the business. You know,
Yep.
well, what was it? What did you call it before New Era?
So
Yeah.
the name was, I was very entitled by this name. I did not want to rebrand. It was SDP, and it was just my initial, and
Right.
I was so proudly of it, and I was like, yes,
No,
with the
wait.
flames that everybody has.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm like, I'm the cool. And then my wife, Thais, was like, we need to rebrand. It had no emotion into it.
Yep.
And we rebranded because we signed up. We met you.
Yeah.
We met you and Laura, and
Mm.
you guys have changed our life. Words can't even describe it, you know.
Wow.
We love you, and so we changed it to New Era. And the meaning behind New Era is because it's a new era in this industry.
Mm.
Like it really is. Just everything. Just if you're still using paper, nobody use paper. If you are, don't worry. Richard got you.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
Yeah.
you know, building a software, just a new era, everything, you know. A lot has changed in this
Mm.
plumbing and HVAC industry, so that's why we name it New Era, and it shows emotion to the customers and to everything.
And you've built that culture, though, too.
Correct, yeah.
I mean, you can feel it in their shop, just the way they do things, which is so important. You've done that. But before you got to that, what was, I mean, there's many. I know where I'm going with this. But what was a low time? Just so you can relate. I mean, I should see if you can relate. I mean, we all have been there. And you know, question was, have you ever felt like giving up? You know, that's usually when you hit have a low time, right?
Yeah.
What was a low time that you guys experienced?
I think a biggest low time, there's a lot. I can share one, I can fast forward to, but one was when I started the business and doing new construction. We were their bank of contractors, and we have no money in the bank. So we switched to, with no money, we switched to service.
Mhm.
And then by starting service, just from the beginning, just the rebranding and everything, we had like no money. We were like in the negatives. And we did not give up. And I remember to this day that the biggest low time that we had is I did a live with my wife. We were walking by the river in that area. And it was like a cloudy day.
Mm.
We were crying. And we're like, we're not giving up. And we reached out to our parents, Richard and Laura, and they said, spread the blood of Jesus all over your business. And that's what we did, and we just keep a head up. And for some reason, I just don't know how to explain it, but our costs are coming in. We got $1,000 in the bank, and then it increased to $2,000.
Mhm.
Bills were getting paid. And it's just like, and we just start growing every day, and just keep pushing. But I remember to this day, that was like my biggest, like that was a low time that we had.
I remember that moment.
Yeah.
You know, Laura sitting over here behind and we're nodding. We remember that moment when you guys were walking, doing that video, just to speak, and walking. It was a gray day, cold, no money, didn't know what to do. You guys ever feel like this? You know, the world's going to end right then.
No calls.
No calls.
We had no good employees. We're hiring
Yeah.
and like unexperienced guys, just to have guys to say like, look, we have guys, but it's just we didn't know what to do.
You know, and what I admire, and this is what I love about what you led us in our lives, and I say this about a lot of our clients, and it's a privilege that we get to work with so many cool people, and it's a blessing, and I appreciate the kind words. We've just introduced a system, things to do and things not to do.
Yep.
But it all comes down to your willingness to take the fight on, to get back up off the canvas and keep on coming. I mean, that's always, as a coach, that's what I'm trying to do, is keep on coming. And that's what I so admire about you and Thais, is that even in that low, I remember that, there was tears, and there was emotions, but it wasn't blame. It wasn't that you were blaming everybody else or whatever. It was like, it was just there's like a law. There's just that pain. So you had to release that pain, but you kept on coming. You got back up. You kept on coming. You kept on coming. What was in you? What do you think is in you, in Thais, that was able to get you up off the canvas and to keep on coming when others don't? What's in you?
I think it's just we were hungry. Like we have to prove it to ourselves more than anything. And then I think the most important thing too is not to fail when the kids are looking at us. So I think that's just like, we're not giving up. We're not going backwards. So like we're not. And that's why we just keep on going every day.
I love that.
That's the fire that we have in us, you know.
You know, Laura and I call that burning the ships.
Yep.
There's no other place to go but forward. It doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean it hurts. It doesn't mean it's not scary.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't mean it doesn't make you cry sometimes. You got those scary nights, you know, in the early days, and even some other times. You know, Laura, you're kind of huddled in bed together, and just you know, what are we going to do? And
I know how, like, we overcame it because, like I said, we were one of them, like, playing victim, where it's like, we can't do this. The competition is doing this. They're getting all the job. I pay too much attention to the competition for no reason.
Yeah.
So I stopped that. And also, it's just like playing victim, where it's like, this marketing company that we have is not giving us leads. So what I need to do as a man is to get a better marketing company. If they don't work out, they're going to be let go as well.
Yeah.
But it's not just up to them. We can't always blame our marketing company. We have to do something to also help with a brand and get brand recognition. So we help out the community a lot. We also help out with like a local restaurants and doing videos and live, getting out of our comfort zone, you know, hiring. You know, the biggest thing is just like, we're not getting technician. We have Indeed and all this other stuff. We're not getting technician. What do I need to do? I need to create a culture. I need to create this. I need to get a company to come out and shoot my company and put ads out everywhere, and just like the supply house and no one calls that we do, like uniforms. Like, we got to do something different than the competition is not doing.
Different.
So I think that's another thing to stop playing victim and just keep doing it. And that's what I was doing.
That's a huge nugget here, guys. Is the victim thing. You know, that's pervasive in our society today, of you know, blaming everybody else and you know, being offended and all those kinds of things. You can't win that way. All right, you got to move forward, and it doesn't mean it's it's not hard and those kinds of things, but you got to keep moving forward. And that's what I love about you and Thais, that even through all the hard times, you didn't whine. Winners aren't whiners. They didn't whine, even when they were crying. That was just an emotional release. But in their tears, they weren't saying, the marketing company just won't do it, and this won't happen. There was nothing like that. It was just the release of the fear, and then through that is like, hey, what can we do? What can we do better? You know, what's a different direction? We don't know the direction we can take right now, but what maybe we can get it. Thais is great. She's found so many, you know, good things. You know, she's found the marketing company. You know, like one that we really recommend, Home and Local Services. Yes. That was Thais that discovered that. It wasn't me. that was Thais. You know, looking what can we do better? You know, what's better out there?
Yep.
And I just love that you guys have done that.
Yeah, you got to get out of your comfort zone too, and you have to like think outside the box of things, of like doing things. Like, my technicians is not happy. Why are they not happy? You got to ask yourself that. It comes from you first. So, and I think the reason why we also didn't quit and how we is building every day to be a successful company is, first, it has to come with me. I have to improve on myself first, more than anything, before I can even run a successful business. If you're looking to build yourself, look for like a class. Read some books. You need to do some personal growth. Like, that's what I had to do, because my mind wasn't there. I focused too much on the business. And second, the most important thing is you need to work on your marriage. My marriage is falling, so when my marriage falls, my company falls. Mm-hmm. So it's just like that what I need to work on. So
That's a huge nugget of gold right there. Hey, Danny, I know you're going to be back with more nuggets of gold here, but because you're here, of course, I have something for you, right? All right, it's my $1 Million Plumber Blueprint. We discussed some of these things that Danny's talking about it, okay? All the specs you need to start a successful, self-sustaining, keyword there, self-sustaining. His business is home making money while he's here on vacation. All right, that's a great place to be, right? Yeah. All right, and being very profitable at the same time, all right? It's all in there in my $1 Million Plumber Blueprint, and it's free. All right, doesn't cost you anything. All right, simply type free in the comments or go to themilliondollarplumber.com/free to grab your free blueprint today. All right, do it. All right, Danny, man, great stuff so far. I hope you guys are listening because this is the real deal. All right, no excuse. Okay, families where they come from. No inside, no extra money, no nothing. Boston is a tough market. I hear from others, well, my market's tough, my customer. They don't get any tougher than Boston, guys. Come on, those are hardcore people out there. All right, so but yet they're getting it done and where they're sitting today because they found the way. Okay, they did the things that need to be done. They found other ways to get things done, and they just kept moving forward. Yep. So, Danny, what in your business, what was a time that you can see and maybe see it as a turning point or an epiphany or something, that where it just clicked, where all of a sudden, oh, this is what I need to do, or this is what it's all about?
I think it was just the failure at first, like keep blaming myself, whereas like I can't do this, I can't do that. So I was just driving and I'm like, I need a turning point right now. I need something to change. So something needs to change, had to start with me. And that's what that's what I said earlier too, because I had to work on myself first. That's the biggest turning point of anything. I can't work on my business and have my mindset and everything just all full of anger and blaming everybody, blaming my wife, blaming my kids, blaming the dog. It's just everything, it's just, so I had to work on myself, and I think that was the biggest turning point for me. Because the moment I started changing, I can see the whole company, the culture is just happy. Like, it's just like a great, everybody's smiling. And it's not just for me saying it, it's just like, you can visit a shop, you can, even a sales rep and everybody that comes into our office, like, man, I never seen this everywhere. Everybody that comes from the meeting is always happy. Everybody that you see in the shop is always happy because it started with me because I had to become a better leader. That's the most important thing. I have to lead the way. So,
and I've definitely seen that. Obviously, you can probably tell there's a little bit of relationship here. It was professional. Danny and Thais are clients, private clients of Laura and I, but it's grown into much more than that. You can probably hear, I got the grandkids in. They brought the grandbaby in, and so we feel that way, and certainly, so we've had a lot of time together here, and I've seen Danny go. I've seen you go from being quiet and reserved, which you're a quiet and controlled kind of guy, but you were really reserved and you were really sitting back.
Yeah. And
you were some quiet anger in there. And now he's out front and in control of things. In fact, when it hit, was it just a couple weeks ago, sweetheart, that we were on a call with them, and the system was down, like Service Titan happened to be down. There's something fluky happened with Service Titan. Calls weren't coming in, and Danny would normally be all uptight about it, but he was like cool. It's like, hey, it'll come. We'll get it worked out. Yeah. It'll come together. That's what a leader does, and that's what you've grown into.
Yeah, everything will be all right. We focus on there's like a little 20% of like little problems, and we make it as an 80% all the time. Yeah. We need to figure out what that 20% is, throw it out the window quickly, and then focus on the 80% right away. Focus on better things. It's just like, you're gonna get mad, it's gonna ruin your whole day. I was one of them. I did that. Mrs. Jones gave me a bad review. Mrs. Jones said my price is high. And I took that for a whole week, and it ruined my whole week of business and my relationship, everything.
Right.
So it's just like, I just threw that out the window, just like, gotta move on from it. So.
Yeah. We see it all the time. Thank you, man. That was so, guys, listen to that. That was a huge nugget right there. This is a big mistake a lot of guys make, is they get a bad review and it just blows the world and they just focus on it. And they also put that out everywhere. I just got a bad review and all that. Or the truck gets in a little accident or something. The truck just got in a little accident and the whole world's coming unglued. Or, the marketing company didn't come through, the phone's not ringing, you just signed with the marketing company and you paid the big check, and it's a week later, the phone still ain't ringing and all that, everyone's coming unglued. Yeah. You can't live like that. You can't grow like that.
Nope.
And you just got to be able to, take it as it comes, and leaders got to be cool. If you're cool, the team will be cool, and things fall into place.
Yep.
I love it. Danny, great stuff.
That's why you got to be a lion, not a sheep.
All right. Oh, there's your hat. I see it on your hat. Lions, not sheep, guys.
So. Need more lions.
Yes. The business, aren't the systems and all that really pretty simple? Isn't it really pretty simple?
Yes. So you have to create a simple system for your technician to use. If you don't know how to use it yourself, what do you think that the technicians, you think they're capable of doing it? They're not. They're just the body, we're the mind. I'm sorry I have to say that, but we're the brains of the operation, so we have to create a simple system and have them go to the job and train them too, like how to handle objections, because it's gonna come. You're not gonna walk into Mrs. Jones' door and it's like, here's $5,000.
Right.
I want to sign that right away. There's gonna be an objection with that, and you have to train your technician to. It's like a video game. That's what it is. And as New Era, as me, as a leader, I provide them with all the weapons. So they're going in there. It's like they're walking. Just think of like this aisle, and there's every doors right, and it's like a video game. It's just okay. My price is high. Handle that. Shut the door. What's next? Oh, you cost more than everybody else. Oh, the other company, I need to think about this with my wife. Shut that door, handle that. And just consistently training your technicians and handling it. And by doing that, you're not playing the victim card where the technician won't know what they're doing. It's like, it started with you first. If you did that and the technician's still not understanding it, then that's when you gotta have a sit down and talk with them. And if they still don't get it, that's when you have to move on, fire them, and that's why you're always hiring. But it started with you first. We always quickly to blame on other people, so.
It's a game. I love that you use that analogy as a game. You got to diverge here a little bit, that I was an air traffic controller in the Navy, which a lot of people think that's a very hard job, and it is. And in my training, we started with a class of 36, and only 6 of us finished. And I happened to do very well in the class. I'm going to brag. I'm a $1 million plumber. I was number 1 in the class. Okay, but I was asked how did I handle it? I looked at it as a game. If you looked at it as people are going to die here, or I'm being judged, or whatever, those kinds of feelings, it would overtake you emotionally with everything going on. Your mind would get lost in stuff with all the stuff, the aircraft and the movement and everything going on. But if you looked at it as a video game, it just became a game. And so that is the same kind of thing that I tried to make with my guys, make this whole process a game. Simple. It's just, when I loved your analogy. So if the door closes here, then Mrs. Jones says, is that? Okay, well then we move over here. We move the Pac-Man over here.
Yep.
If the ghosts are coming this way, we move Pac-Man this way. Okay, if they're coming this way, we move Pac-Man this way. That's an old video game, by the way.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so you got to look at it like a game. I love that analogy. And that's why you're successful. Well, here, we're getting low on time here, but before we go, you dropped so many nuggets of gold here. But what is something? We got guys and gals here. We got PPCs here.
Yep.
What's a piece of advice or nugget that you can leave with them that may be in a situation that we talked about, where it's just the calls aren't coming in. The money's low. I'm scared.
I think the nugget that I will bring first, before the calls coming in, I think that if you have your own business right now and your wife is not in it, I would do that first, because I couldn't run this business without my wife at all, at all. So that's the most important thing. Brainstorm, write your GPS, get a journal and write and plan stuff, write your goals, and think what you're gonna do next, and know your whys and know, like, doing your core values. Not just building your core values and then putting it on the board, on a wall, and never use it and never implement that in a company meeting. You know, like you have to do that. I think that's the biggest thing too. So by doing that and creating a culture, don't do it because you don't want to just do it just to do it. You want to do it because you really wanted to do it, and just watch. It's just gonna happen. I can't explain it, but everything just falls in place. You know. God just has his ways. So
it does come together.
It does come together.
I love it when a plan comes together. It does come together if you stick with it. You don't let it. You know, it is going to knock you down, but you just gotta keep on coming.
Yeah, and I like it too when. I hate to say it, but I like it when things do fail a little bit because it makes me stronger. Yeah. It makes me like, okay, I'm gonna tackle this and I'm gonna come back 10 times harder. So I don't like it when stuff is too easy. You know, I like a challenge. So
there we go. Got to have some fight in you too. Yep. There we go. All right, Danny.
Thank you.
I love you, brother.
Love you too,
son. All right. Oh man, great stuff here, guys. You know, go back and give it a listen. You know, if you didn't catch it all. You know, I know you would say it. I say it all the time. If I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you got to keep up. You got to keep on keeping on. All right, and you also got to improve yourself. Okay, you got to know this stuff. All right, and if you're looking to know more about growing a successful plumbing business, all right, then you need to check out my $1 Million Plumber Success Academy. All right, everything in there is actually, we walk you, it's 12 modules, teach you every aspect of the business that you've got to know. Okay, from knowing your honest hourly rate.
Yes.
You're one of your favorite. Your flat rate taskmaster, creating your own flat rate pricing. Everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
Pretty tough, right?
I have a lot to share about that too. I forgot to bring that up, but yeah.
All right. All right. The right kind of marketing. Okay. And the right kind of trucks and, supplies, all those kinds of things. It's all in there, okay, in the Success Academy. And you can check it out for free, 14-day free trial. Simply type success in the comments or go to themilliondollarplumber.com/success, all right? So grab your free trial as well. So there we go. All right, Danny, again, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you for sharing. All right, appreciate you being here on your vacation.
I'll be back in 2 weeks too.
Yeah, you will be. All right, we got the MVP coming down, right? Okay. All right, glad to have you here as well. And as always, I want to remind you that you were purposely, wonderfully created, and you were created to do great things. So plumb like a champion.
Thank you for tuning in to Potty Talk Live with Richard Bainey, the $1 Million Plumber. If you enjoyed this show, share it now.
Just do it.
To catch past episodes and get alerts for new episodes, turn notifications on now and join us again for more tips, techniques, and strategies to help you grow your plumbing business.